This is Dwayne Gare speaking. Come and join me as I explain the nuances of the 203K HomeStyle consultant software. It's very unique and has a lot of magic stuff in it that'll surprise you. The pages along the bottom, I'm going to go through those one at a time. The blue ones are what would make up a typical work write-up. We've got the bill showing how much the deposit was, and we have a narrative report. The narrative is a Word document, and I try to put in a brief description of what the property consists of, sort of like the appraisers do. Then the description or a mention of each item that we're going to be working on. Down here, 15% contingency recommendation. We have the work write-up. I'm going to come back to this page in a minute, explain it more. We have the property condition report. Notice that all of this information is all filled out. It's filled out from the front sheet. All this information up here, including contractors, and then the consultant's information here. Consultant's information should be done on the very first time you use the software and then saved as a master. Then you don't have to enter it again. We just fill these items out that apply. These we need to put yeses or nos or whatever. And these represent other reports that we're going to need in order to finish up the work write-up. Lead-based paint, for example, a flat roof certification, and any others that you may think of, and you could write them in. But the certification, it's all filled out, signed at the bottom, and we need to put your signature on there. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Photos, I send in just 6 photos. I usually have 40 photos, give or take. The recap of totals is the typical 203K. This is a recap of totals for HomeStyle. The only difference really is down at the bottom. Contingency and architectural fees and other fees. And we have that covered better in our work write-up. I'll show that in a little bit. Draw requests. Shows draws to date, total escrow, previous draws. So if we were doing a draw today, that would go here. And then after that was sent in, we'll upgrade our draws. I'm going to show you how to do that too, so that we'll always have an accurate figure as to how much money we've spent and how much is left by category. The back page, the draw request, this draw, totals to date. I'll show you how to get these so that they're accurate every time automatically. Conditional waiver and release, it's filled out. All you gotta do is put in the amounts. Draws. This sheet is the most valuable sheet in the whole setup. We shows the beginning balance. The draws to date is a percentage and is a total number of dollars. 10% holdback. We have a little bit of contingency draw here, and I do hold back on the contingency. I'm not sure what your lender's going to want to do. I don't think they should hold back on contingency money, but sometimes they do. Over here, draws to date, right there. And as you move down the line, it's set up for 10 draws. I've never done 10 draws. I've gone over 5 a few times, but typically 5 or less. The maximum that they can have funded into the loan is 5. This shows you how many draws are funded in, the fact that they're not red. If we only had funding for 2 draws, the red line would come out to the other side of 3. But inspection fees keeps track of that. Keeps track of whether you've been paid for your inspection fee. There's your feasibility study. It's done automatically. These are the payments that you get that you're owed. Your original bill paid you $200. They owe you $500 as of now. I would send in the bill with the work write-up, and I usually got paid by the lender. I also had on my contract that I could bill into the escrow. I never once had a problem with that. This is the quick estimator. It's a handy little tool sometimes, but you can't use it all the time. Takes the square footage and the cost per foot and multiplies it out. These are the cost breakdowns as a percentage of total for each item. These are based on averages, and they do not change very much over a period of time. And when they do change, we can update this report. And we can also change them now if we wanted, say 4.9%. Let's say we want 6%. 6 point, enter. Okay, we have 6 point. Now, that changed these numbers automatically. But then we decide, no, 4.9 is better. Push that button, and it goes back. These categories are blank for you to fill out. When you fill them out, spell check. When I fill one out, I have an error on at least. I have an error on every one I've ever done, I think. A spelling error. And that's not good. We got the permit certification. This one I did sign just to show you how it can be done. All it is a transparent picture of your name. You can do it on the internet. You can do it with Photoshop. I can do it for you. And I think there's some free ones that you can get to do it for you on the internet. If you don't have the ability to do it yourself, it shouldn't really matter, because there's other people that will do it for you. But you get it once, and you can copy it into every place it needs to be, and save that into your master, and then you don't have to sign it. You can email it right off of the computer, signed. This is just an addition to give to contractors. Material and labor breakdown. They don't usually do that, but we need it. Take it with you, or have some in your car. When you need one, just hand it to the contractor and say, I need a breakdown. It's there for you. Let's go back to the beginning. These are the HUD numbers, the costs, the inspection fees, and feasibility study. I have it $300 right now, because when I do a demo, I want it to be different than $400, because $400 is the minimum charge for a write-up. Inspection fee $100, extra mileage, included the number of miles included in the round trip. So the program will do all the math for you. It's a lot nicer that way, because it doesn't make the mistakes. Now here we can do a selection. Let's do a feasibility study. I'll show you a difference. My feasibility study price down here, $300. Go to the bill, cost of work write-up $300. No, they still owe me $100. If we go over to here, this is the work write-up. Unhide, this is all the magic that's behind the scenes. We have 105 excess miles, 58 cents a mile, 61.30 or 43. The number of units or is included, it'll go up 25 per unit, and I show you how that works here. Let's do that right now. Number of inspections 2, mileage 90. Now let's go back to the work write-up. See, we got $50 for the units. Got 3 units. First one's free. The number of inspections is 2, $100 each. Excess mileage is 60, so those numbers all end up over here. We have the plans, permits, feasibility study, inspection, and mileage fees. Let's go back over here and turn this back into a real work write-up. We're going to make it a HomeStyle. HomeStyle says right there, these lines that have zeros on them, these are lines that can come over from the feasibility study, and that's where these come from. But if you noticed, they're not filled in over here. And they're not because we're not using those items. We're not fixing those items. So they just stay there. If we're going to use them, we put a number in here. Just put a 1, and the numbers fill out. Replaced 400 square feet of wood flooring. That's all handwritten in. Stairs and rear balcony, 4,500. That's one I put in. And I put in the roof. I used the numbers from the quick estimator. I put in the writing over here because I needed more room. So I took 2 lines. If I need more lines, I can push the button and I get 2 more lines. But that's all I get is those 2 lines. So if I need 2 more lines, I can't get them. You need to work with the space that you have and don't get too wordy, because people don't like too wordiness anyway, because that means they have to read it. Here's the whole work write-up. When you're done with it, you've checked it, close it back up. This is what the lender's going to see. Let's just take a look at it right here. That's what the lender sees right there. 4 pages altogether. There's the bottom page, and we're going to have a little bit of carryover. You think, well, why so much carryover? Well, if you added a bunch of pages, you need room for it to come down. I think once your lenders see, compare this to the 203K work write-up that we do that has all that stuff in there actually in better detail, they're going to ask that you use the regular FHA paperwork and forget using this. But it's there. It'll take you a little while to get the hang of it, but as you do, you'll get faster, you'll get better, and you're going to start getting compliments on your work and the fact that everything makes sense and everything is going to add up. They're going to start to favor you more than the other consultants. And I know that because I have experienced it. I worked in 4 counties in Southern California. I do believe I was the busiest consultant in the West Coast and probably the whole nation. I did as many as 7 inspections in one day. It was a long day down into LA and back, but 1 or 2 of them were write-ups and the other were draw inspections. I was busy every day. Not just by one lender. I had lots of lenders calling me, and real estate agents too, because I could get the work out. If I did the inspection today, I could have it at your lenders probably tomorrow, the next day for sure, unless I have to wait for a termite report or something. Then that's going to take me longer, but usually the termite report's done right away. Hopefully you can get these done really fast and they look good. And I thank you for watching my video. I hope you try my software, because I know once you try it, you're probably going to want to buy it. And that's the whole reason I put all this together, so you could use it. When I started using this, I was offered, one of the lenders asked if I would sell my software. And it sounded like a good idea. I knew I didn't have time to teach them because I was busy doing my own business. I turned it down because I had no choice. But now with internet and the ability to do videos, it all makes sense now. Plus the software is twice as good as it was when I started out. But anyway, good luck. Hope you do well, and let me know if you have any questions or problems. Bye for today.